How's it going?
We good. Look at us.
We're in Miami, baby.
Yes. We done left the zip code. Come on now.
Well, okay. Push fashion. We're in the house. Of course, we are fashionably late as usual. Welcome to the team. So we are in Miami. We were out here for what? The Rolling Loud concert. They had the Rolling Loud concert out here. They had a few things. Smoke Champs.
We attended a Womanish museum.
Yes, we attended.
Yesterday we did the $1 million, what is that, water cruise or something like that?
Yes, to see all the celebrities in their homes.
On
Right.
the water, and they
but their
showed the celebrity
homes.
homes.
Their homes.
Right.
Yes, that was really cool. The boat was pretty decent. Nice little drinks. The drinks were good. The drinks were good.
The price was good for 90 minutes. What was it, $32 or something?
Right.
Yes.
And then I got his hand. I
Yes, it was very hot
home
over
with
there.
me.
It was very hot.
I don't think we can walk anywhere out here without getting a tan.
Right. The sun was good. It said rain before we were leaving, coming from New York, and then we brought the sunshine.
Yes.
It rained a little bit, like a little bit. So we have a great guest in the house today. Her name is Elizabeth Garcia. And guess what? She's from New York.
Yes.
The BX.
Yes, always, right?
You hear no voice, get an accent?
Right.
Always.
Can't leave the New York.
Right.
Right, you can't take New York. So, Elizabeth, tell us about yourself. You know, all these wonderful things like Miss Corporate Miami, and you wrote a book, and you're into beauty and business. So, give us a little spill.
Which are all fabulous accomplishments. I just need to let you know, all fabulous accomplishments.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the show with you ladies. I'm honored, and you know, it's always great to be empowered by other women
Yes.
and being on a platform with other women. So I thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Being your
coming.
home and welcome me on your YouTube channels and all your social media links.
Yes,
Thank
and you came with the pink phase. The
Yes. She came prepared.
So she came for the
She
phase.
said, we're pink or white. I was like, ooh, pink.
We pull it out, right.
Like they said, my name is Elizabeth Garcia. I used to be a former educator,
Okay, were you a school teacher?
a school teacher.
Okay.
I taught here in Miami, South Florida for 14 years until I decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
So, you know, of course we have to plan for those ventures, but we never plan for the ups and downs because nobody talks about that in entrepreneurship.
Right.
Yes.
You know, everybody just posts, oh, living the glamorous life and greatness. So, you know.
Right.
So, and so I'm a former educator. First and foremost, I'm a mother of 3.
Come on.
I'm a grandmother of a 2-year-old. And so that's my first platform. But grandmother kind of took first.
You mean glam, Mom? Not grandma, glam.
Grandma. there you go.
Glam.
So, and then I decided to do the beauty world because my parents are from the Caribbean, so they were always like, no, you gotta get a degree, you gotta get a degree.
Right.
But I've always loved the part of the beauty world. I love the skin and all of that came
Yes.
with it. So I was always intrigued by that. And so I decided one summer while we were on summer break to move forward and do that.
Nice.
And
Okay.
you never look back, I see, right?
Right, I went off and I didn't. You know, it was kind of scary, but I'm glad I took that leap of faith.
Right, right.
Yes.
I really am. I don't really regret it.
Good for you.
I don't.
Yes. Yes. So, your book, I Shall Arise.
I shall arise. So it's a self-care guidebook, and I wrote it during the pandemic.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that it's important that, yes, women and men and everybody, but I think that a lot of times we women, we give more than sometimes we receive, and we don't expect to receive. We just give, and we don't even know we're giving.
That's true.
Giving.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to remind individuals, people, but mostly women, that we have to set boundaries and we have to put ourselves, and it's not bad if we take a day off for ourselves.
Yes.
Sometimes we kind of feel guilty. I know I used
Right.
to.
Right.
Yes.
Mental health days is what
Right.
they call it. Mental health days, yes.
I kind of, when my kids were growing up, and they never forget this story. I took a trip to the Bahamas and I was like, oh, I'm going to a workshop in Washington, D.C. with teachers. And when I called, I guess it said Bahamas. And my daughter was like, are you in the Bahamas? And I was like, oh, I gotta go.
I would have been like, the workshop has been
like,
moved to the Bahamas.
I kind of just said that, but they were like, and they never forget that. Like, they always talk about that.
Right.
Like, that's a joke.
It's important. You know, it's important to take time for yourself in many ways. We always talk about this.
Right.
You take care of your body, or just take a break and go read a book alone, or just, stay in your passions.
Right.
Take silent breaks, yoga, meditation,
vacation.
And with your girls. It's okay to do those things. It's okay to take time for you. It's okay to go seek a therapist.
Right. Yes.
So the book started because in 2019 my daughter was pregnant with triplets.
Okay.
And I was gonna go live my best life.
Right.
But then she became pregnant with triplets, and it wasn't artificially, it was just naturally, right? But she had a really difficult pregnancy, and I had to be there a lot for her.
Right.
And so I had the business, I had a beauty shop, with girls, employees, and all that. But she became a priority because it was triplets, and then one of the triplets, two of them were identical twin boys. There was two boys and then a fraternal. It was a little girl.
Okay.
And the boys were sharing a placenta. So this is where her problems arose, because one of the triplets was taking more than the other one.
Right. So
that's
more.
wow.
Right.
One was underweight.
So she had to deliver at 6 months.
Wow.
So this was like in March. We spent the whole month in the hospital, and I was very blessed because I did have clients that kind of understood that and worked with my schedule. But eventually it came to a point where I just ended up selling. I sold the business.
Right.
Well, I sold it because then in April she had to give birth.
Right.
But 7 days later we lost Max. 7 days, and then 8 days later we lost Mila.
Condolences.
Yes.
So that was a heavy hitter for my daughter. She had to deal with that, but she had to return back to the scene of the crime because we still had one.
Right.
Right.
And we kind of had to like step it up and have meetings and with the hospital, and I had to choose, and I had to be there for my daughter, and that was a priority. But I was really blessed that I had all these other back end tools, like I still have my degree, as a teacher.
To fall back on.
Right. So I started teaching online to China. So that was a source of income that would come in. So China has a time frame. So by 9 o'clock I'd be done. And I had a support system, and I was kind of glad also that my third son was homeschooled.
Okay.
And I had this support system with this other mom and her husband, because she would do it while we would do the curriculum together. So everything like kind of falls in line, because sometimes people will question, why are he's homeschooled?
Well, you're an educator, so
Right,
of course you would know what
but people will
question why
because they would think
child.
she should be social, should be.
Yeah.
But she had other children there, and actually that ended up being a blessing, because while I sometimes had to be in the hospital,
Right.
they would have them till like 8 o'clock, and so my other son could pick them up. So everything, like sometimes in life we do them, but they have a season and a purpose for them.
Right. That's true.
And you just got to go with your intuition. And I wrote the book because a lot of times we're not on that vibration of our intuition, because we're just moving. So it's like a subconscious vibration, and we have to listen to our intuition.
Yes.
So I decided to sell the business. The opportunity came, somebody offered me, and I just went with it. And although I was like, I should have not sold it, but then here comes COVID, right?
Right.
See,
Okay.
look at that.
And
So
everything's gonna shut down
And it was
anyway.
so ironic. One time I was on the phone with somebody, and they were like, how are you doing? And I'm like, I kind of feel like I was prepared for this, because in 2019 we had to be careful because we were going to the NICU. I couldn't get sick. We had to cut our nails because we wanted to touch the baby.
Okay.
Because when you would come in, you had to wash your hands. We had to sanitize. When the baby came home, he had to be 3 months without so much social distance from
Right.
people, so we had to like quarantine the house, right? We had to wear a
And that
mask,
happened, right,
and
when
that
it
was
was on.
2019 in October because he came home
And then
October
COVID.
20.
And then COVID came.
And then
repeating the
COVID
same
hit, we were
thing.
like,
Oh, so you guys were like
Right.
prepared.
Right.
and I sold the business. I was teaching online. I had already had developed the products too, but I didn't really fully launch it because I was more into what was in the now. So when I sat back and I decided to write the book, it was really a letter to my daughter because she did go through. Remember, she didn't deal with the postpartum,
Right.
and so she's home now. So she has to deal with the loss. And we didn't do a funeral. We did a celebration to heaven.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know, we everybody wore white. You know, we wanted to celebrate that we knew that they were going to heaven, and she was blessed to know that at least her children she would see them.
Right.
When so I wrote the book for her because she did go through a mental state that we did lose her,
Right.
and so I say that we need to be in our subconscious awareness of mindset because somebody can come in at that state and manipulate you.
Right. Absolutely, yes.
Yes. Wow.
And that's what happened to my daughter. And so I wrote the book and in hopes that it would help you heal someone else. Because sometimes when you're going through your own storm, it's okay to help somebody else. When
Yes.
you're waiting,
That's the gift.
you're waiting
Right.
for
You get
yours to
right,
get
right.
situated.
Right.
Yes.
Because it will.
And so where can they find the
It's
book
on
at?
Amazon.
Okay.
Okay.
And I chose the words, I shall arise, and in the back there's a Bible verse, Hebrews 11:11.
Yes, it is.
You know,
Okay.
faith. So I chose I shall arise because I had to get up. I had to smile. I had to keep it moving because my daughter was, if I panicked, you know, she would panic.
Right.
So I would tell myself, I shall arise.
And you will be that rock for
Right.
her. And that's very
So
nice.
it's not only in that situation, it could be like a mother, empty nest. So I talk about that too when it's an empty nest. And here you are so many times giving to your child here in this schedule, and then all of a sudden you find yourself like, okay.
You don't even feel in that schedule. Right.
Right, you don't even know, and then you can become depressed because you don't have no one to pour into. Because you're so used to pouring into.
Right.
So there's like, it's like a guide to get back to you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
breathing.
That sounds awesome.
Right.
Glad to have something that could really help someone because there are some people that could use the help and guidance.
Yeah.
Especially after.
Especially after
pandemic.
COVID, after the last 18 months,
COVID.
what we've gone through.
I think people get
Yeah.
postpartum from COVID.
Right.
To come back and socialize.
Right.
It feels
People, some
weird,
people are
right?
still scared.
Yeah.
Like as if it just started. Back
Right,
at the
yes.
time. Yeah.
And some people lost individuals.
Right.
So you have some product there?
Yeah, I only brought two, but it's a 12 product line, and this is a sunscreen and this is an eye cream. So this is a product that I created through my process as an esthetician and learning and utilizing different products, and I just felt like these would be the best ingredients that will help.
Okay, so the eye cream can
It's
be
made out of
used for-
cucumbers.
Okay.
So I put it in the fridge, keep
Mhm.
it cool because that's what we do with cucumbers, but it has peptides and it helps prevent, you know, prevent, because that's what
Dark
you want,
circles,
prevent.
Right.
openness.
We want to
Okay.
prevent.
Preserve
you
your
know,
glamour, right?
Right.
Okay.
And of course, sunscreen, you are living in Miami.
Right,
You know that
right,
is needed
right.
out here.
So this sunscreen has vitamin E because and aloe and tea tree because tea tree helps with the healing. Vitamin E helps actually with the aloe helps
Right.
with inflammatory and all that because that's what happens
Okay.
to our skin.
Okay, and where can they find your product?
It's on Shopify on Clear Botanical Skincare Solution.
Okay.
What's the
Clear
name?
botanical.
Clear.
Clear
So the
Botanical.
Clear stands for my daughter's name, my son's name Louis, my name Elizabeth, and Rachel.
Oh, so there's
Nice.
so this is the family
Nice.
initials.
Yes.
That is fire.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Okay.
clear.
Let me just
And the Bible verse for that one is Joshua 1:9.
For the product.
Yes.
So is this a pump?
Awesome.
So that one's a pump, and it's all of these products.
Smells
You just
good.
use a little bit of it because
Okay.
it's very potent. And then
Okay.
the saturated. Because we're
Oh,
talking
that's
about
the pump right there. You
Right.
just
Yeah.
to press a little
You can
out.
try. You could even put it over your makeup and everything.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
I
That's
do it
where
all
that
the time.
beauty comes.
Right.
In, the beauty bar.
Because sometimes you'll have that
Oh, it
concealer that
feels
cracks.
great, silky, nice.
And it doesn't leave your face white. You know how sometimes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because that's annoying. And I developed this one because my daughter has eczema, severe case of eczema.
Smells
Yeah.
like cucumber.
And I suffer from psoriasis.
That was
eczema?
on
Oh, yeah,
our
yeah.
last month's podcast was eczema. And we were actually discussing products that could be used for eczema.
So you want to use things that are anti-inflammatory.
Right.
And that cream can
Yeah,
be used
this
for
is it. Yeah,
eczema.
because it has aloe, green tea, vitamin E, all in one. You know,
Okay.
vitamin E helps heal.
Right.
Because the
Okay.
UV rays go in, the epidermis, and that's where it starts targeting those stem cells. And you only get one roll of that.
Gotcha.
When the UV rays go in and start targeting them, that's when they go in, starts, you lose the elasticity.
Right.
Don't want to lose that.
No, you don't.
Okay, so the other accomplishment was the doctorate, the honorary doctorate.
Please
Yes.
share.
So I'll be receiving that on September 11th. of this
That
year.
is
Nice.
awesome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Education is the key. I
Right.
tell people
Education
all
is the key.
the time. So, big accomplishment.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you for welcoming us to Miami.
Well, thank you for having me, ladies. I'm
Yes.
honored to sit on this platform
Miss
with
P,
you.
you weren't talking to us that much. So give us something, say something to us. You already have
Hey
anything
ladies,
to
I'm
say?
here.
You just soaking all
Just
this
checking in. Yes, very touching and great interview. The products sound awesome.
You gonna use some?
I sure am.
I heard that. I heard that.
Can you tell us where we can find it one more time?
Sure, on clearbotanicalskincaresolution.com.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much for being our guest and joining us in our Miami episode. Let's get it. Miami.
Yes.
Miami. We in Miami.
Yes, always.
Yes, always, don't the X, yes.
So awesome. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Come on, girls, let's go show the guys that we know how to become number one in a hot body show. Now push it.